Is March 21st, 2025. Okay. Last night, on the 20th, when I went to go to work, there was a guy outside. Okay. Back on January 22nd, 2019, I had went to a gastrologist, had my stomach scope. In the back, when they pushed me back through the back room, there was this elderly Indian man. Okay, he's from India. Okay, at the end of my bed, help him push it. There's my princess, my beautiful princess. And he's helping push my bed. Okay, you tell those people you help take care of her, and you make sure nothing happens to my princess. You hear me? You tell them. You better make sure nothing happens to my princess. India people started calling me. Even up to last year, I was out with my client. Off in the distance, they were walking up. Don't ever think we're not still here. Okay. Last night, people were outside. I know, we all know my grandfather bought for one of us. Okay. We all found out Dave's looking for again. We all know he tried to kill him. I looked up that video of that occult leader killing all those people, and I understand what's going on. They said there was another woman using her insurance before. And what's going on? My ex-husband, my son Danny, called me the other night. He said, Dad wanted me to ask you no. He just wanted to know. No. He wants to know. Again and again. No, no, no. Will you just let me talk? No. Kept saying, I said, fine, what do you want? He wants to know where you live. No. He needs it for his Social Security. No, he don't. Jen's like, give him address out in California, Karen. No. I said, I'll give him address to a state prison. She started laughing. She said, well, you can give him to Mansfield. I said, so give him Mansfield. So I looked up Mansfield Correctional Institute, took a screenshot, sent it to Danny, and said, tell him there's a room available. His put back laughing face. Now, the FBI knows where I live. Colt knows where I live. The cartel knows where I live. Marshals, sheriffs, police all know where I live. He fled the country in 23. Let them all hang. Well, apparently they're not talking to him. For them to go to jail. Because he was told, that no one could ever say a word to me. He fled. He's committed heinous crimes, evil crimes. He should have been arrested the first day in all of them. Every one of them. Because I have a question. You go in and tell a federal police officer you're trying to have someone killed. What will they do to you? They'll arrest you on the spot. You tell them you hired a drug dealer to cyberstalk that poor victim on your own. You'll be arrested on the spot. You tell them that you're having that drug dealer drug them for fake confessions, photoshopped washing, and drug dealer tapes. You'll be arrested on the spot. You tell them you're having them beat and raped for any reason. You'll be arrested on the spot. You tell them you're selling kiddie porn and little kids going potty. You're going to be arrested on the spot. The absurdity that they weren't arrested the first day is against every law we have in this nation. On March 18th, 2025, just a few days ago, I was in Golden Corral. Went over to the salad bar. There's a bunch of men at a table near there talking. An attorney sent out an email. No attorney would send out an email to you. It's a cartel. You know how they tell you not to open emails you don't know who they're from? Because they have malware in them. Where they can take over your phone, listen to you, look through your camera, watch you. It's malware. Hello? That email from that attorney, it says that this family, her father murdered her son in vehicular homicide. He was speeding, ran a stop sign in a semi, killed their son in a cell. It's their father's fault. But months later, a minister called her a faker, and they want her dead for that. It don't make sense. I told them that. They said that they're looking for someone to have her killed. They're trying to hire a killer. They're sending out emails, supposed to be from an attorney, trying to hire a killer for that family. Asking people to help follow and harass me. Well, they're looking for a killer. Trying to hire an assassin. On the internet. Do you know how not funny that is? No attorney would send out an email to ask you to follow and harass me. Stalking and harassment are crimes which you end up in jail for. You cannot hire a stalker. You would go to jail for that. No attorney, real attorney, would ask you to ever involve yourself. It's a drug cartel. You need to take your phones to AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, wherever you got them. Upload to the cloud all your information, your pictures, your text messages, whatever, and reboot your phone, factory reset it. Because they had a copy of my phone and were outside mocking me before I called the FBI. It's called wiretapping. It's a federal crime. So is cyber stalking and setting up button cameras. So is drugging somebody for a fake confession, photoshopping washing from the shower in the other room, and stocking tapes from a drug dealer. So is human trafficking somebody? Huh? And have them drugged, beaten, raped in their own home, drugged up and told to say stuff? That's racketeering. And see where I even talked to several people. Common sense. And I talked, no doctor of mine could ever go, like the police said, could even go in and talk to Will. There's HIPAA violations. See, it makes you wonder if the FBI isn't looking at Altman Hospital, how high the corruption goes. How high? Your medical records are under the Act of Privacy. They are not accessible. Any doctor get caught talking about you without your consent, 1 to 5 years, $250,000 fine, and you can sue them for $1 million. Then you got to think, a doctor being seen with people that are saying they're trying to kill you because your father murdered your son in a traffic accident. This person had nothing to do with it. They never offended you. They never even did anything to you. But your minister 6 months later made up a lie and called him a faker. So you're trying to have him killed 15 years later because a minister said something about them that wasn't true. But it offended you, what he said about them. It's so ridiculous. It's insanity. That person didn't offend you. That person didn't do anything. But a minister said something about them that wasn't true. And what he said about them offended you. So you're going to try to kill him. Think how ridiculous. And you've tried to have him killed. And you have a drug dealer that's drug beating, raping him. Drugging him for fake confession. Selling kiddie porn. Human trafficking him under drugs. The poor thing's waking up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out. Severe personal infection from bastards raping them under drugs. Going to the doctor for those injuries. And you're the person responsible for having that done to them. You're a human trafficker. And a doctor is associated with that? Part of it? An accessory? And working for an occult that's harming and killing people? Not for the patient, but for the cartel and the cult. How good is any of that information? It's not. Because they're paid off and working for the cult, the cartel. Half of my medical records is even documented by the police or some other woman's. I told you I really honestly think my whole marriage was a scam. I really do. Where Barb told me when we first got married, I'm so glad he married you and finally settled down. Where his mom had Parkinson's and then she had something else wrong with her. She'd sit and shake and cry and scream. It was horrible. She literally screamed. Cry. Wail. So he'd spend the night at John Cargill's or over at his Aunt Barb's. She said I'd come home and he'd be parading all kinds of women out from the basement he'd had sex with in my home while I was gone. Just prayed him in and out of my house. It's like you could have told me that before I married him. Okay? I'm glad he finally settled down. He didn't settle down. Now, we're not married 9 months. Now, why would he marry me? He makes $80 a week working for John. Tim goes to church, breaks. He makes $500 to $1,000 a week. With inflation nowadays, I Googled it, it's like 33% more. It was like Tim saying he made $1,500 to $3,000 a week. It's equivalent of $153,000 a year job now. Big $200,000 homes, you paid $35,000 for them back then. Get the idea. These $150,000 to $200,000 homes were $35,000 to $50,000. That's it. Why would he marry me? My dad gave him a job, just like Tim. My dad gives him a job within 9 months. Looking for him and his girlfriend, one of the ones from the basement. Rumors of a heavyset white brown woman showing up at the factory cheating on me in 9 months. He denies it. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. Phone was hooked to the wall with a long cord. Woman started using my insurance right away. And he's like, some woman stole your identity, Karen. Back then, you can go on any hospital, give her your name and address. You didn't even have your insurance card. They look you up. Didn't have to prove who you are at all. You could have treatment, be seen, anything. Just had to give them your name and address. It's documented even by the place over half my medical records at this moment. She went Harry Carey. Even argued with Altman Hospital. I want to talk about your stay here. I haven't stayed in your hospital in years. You see Dr. So-and-so. Never heard of him. We sat and talked. You said you have 2 little girls. I've never met you and I have 3 boys. See what I mean? Yeah, it was bad. I even had to freeze my credit. She tried to charge things under my social. I had to put my credit on freeze a couple times. She went Harry Carey with my insurance. I went to get Walgreens. You can still pull up and just tell them your name and address. They don't ask for ID. Get my prescriptions. Went to get pain medicine. They said you got it filled last week. I haven't had it filled in a month. Had to call my doctor, explain about this lady using my insurance. Had to call me and the medication at a different milligrams. And then I had to pay for it out of pocket. She did it to me for 15 years. Sometimes we wouldn't even know she went to the doctor until it was in collections. And they would attach his wages. It was horrible. So, yeah, I think his way out of poverty, and then he was trying to get rid of me from the beginning once he got that job. Because why would that girl show up? Why would someone use my insurance? I was 18 and stupid. What's your problem? No doctor for HIPAA violations can ever talk about you without your consent. It's 1 to 5 years, $250,000 fine, you assume for $1 million. Where the police said, we all know none of Karen's doctors could even talk to Will. We were wondering what these people were doing. They're trying to pull a fast one. So it makes you wonder is the FBI, how far corruption would go up in Altman that they're looking at. Because how many people are where I had that medical malpractice medication errors almost killed me. They basically might as well have been giving me a low dose of arsenic to slowly kill me. My whole body swelled up till my legs were popping out of place, and I had to have my knees drained. There used to be across from Altman Hospital, there was a big medical building. There was an orthopedic doctor in there for them, and I would have to go over there and get my knees drained once a month or once every other month. Turkey-based syringes. I had so much fluid on my body, a doctor said it's almost like you need dialysis, and you're still urinating. You can't keep up with the massive fluid your body's creating. It was from the wrong meds. I didn't need them, and they were killing me. Slump, heart attacks, seizures, thyroid, adrenal gland shutdown. They're lying so bad. They said I had level 2 brain tumors. Needed to remove my pituitary gland. Before I let them cut into my brain, I go to Altman Family. They looked at me and went, whoa, we need to have a long talk what these doctors are doing. They're known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, getting kickbacks from the drug companies, using their insurance like a checking account they can drain. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up from all those surgeries. Get an attorney and sue them, turn them out of state to pull their license. It's immoral and unethical what they did to you. You're not the first one, and you're not the only one. Encouraged me and Dave to sue him for 2 years. Wrote it up as fraud. Everything before 2002 is fraud. Medical malpractice and medication errors. The police had to go with me to Altman Family Physicians with the protected custody case. They have cameras. They had to watch through the cameras. The doctors made sure they said something to Dave and me in front of them. They've known since like the first month of the case. Medical malpractice, medication errors, and fraud. So these people saying that they paid off a dirty doctor to write up she was insane before, that's fraud. Hard telling who that lady's seen, but it takes a stay in a state hospital. The hospital calls the court system. They set up a court date. You have to go in front of a judge. You have a right to an attorney, a right to your own doctor to dispute stuff. We live in the U.S. Huh? That's where you get a guardian, a social worker. You're placed on disability. It's not curable. Your brain is damaged. It's right on Google. Mental illness and mental insanity is not curable. It takes a stay in a state hospital and them to get a hold of a judge to find you insane. And they have to set all that up. They lock down your credit because you're insane. You're not competent. Get a guardian, a social worker, you're placed on disability. So if you're saying somebody found me disabled 25, 30 years ago, nobody told me, that was me, and I've been out working a lot. Are you saying the Department of Social Security Disability owes me about 25, 30 years back pay? I figured it out. It's like $500 grand. I'll take it. I was teasing my boyfriend. I said, they saying that they owe me like $500 grand back pay. I'll take it. They're going to hire a nice DSP like me to come in and drive us around and chauffeur us. Oh, and they're going to clean our house for us, do our dishes and our laundry, and get a free maid from the state. Sweet. He started giggling. He said, it's funny the way you say it. I said, they don't realize how stupid they are. I take care of people. I couldn't even sign my own divorce papers. My guardian would have to sign them. I don't have a guardian. I couldn't have sold Lennox. I couldn't sign off for Ravenna. I'm a notary. I've notarized titles, loans, wills. Can't even sign your own paper if you're insane. See what I mean? How foolish their lives are? Starting to understand how big of a scam and how stupid they think you are? They already made fun of the FBI June 7th, 23. Made fun of FBI agent John, how they fooled him with their photoshopping of showering and date rape drug confessions, and publicly mocked him. Sheriffs have a tape of it. They have Eric's confession, one of the drug dealers mocking everybody, November 18th, 22. Walmart 62 screens it out, mocking people, how he fooled them. All these people, confessions, how they put clips together, made a porn, it's a shower scene. She figured out what they did, how they photoshopped it. To the drug dealer, Pete, that Dave hired on his own, ordered everything drugged, photoshopped, and made up on me. But, you know, how stupid those call people are. They knew I called the FBI. They're cyber stalking me with button cameras illegally. Having a drug dealer do it. They got the agent's number. They went in and told him, confessed to a federal cop they were trying to kill me. Because Strange made up a lie to cover up Tim and Katie called me a faker. When I almost died from medical malpractice, medication errors. Took me 9 months to get well. In the middle of that, her father, he had to probably doing at least 100. I mean, think about it. I was followed and rented, and I had my foot on the brake, the wheel turned left, and like the Perry police said, he was doing over 45. The way he hit you, he would have rolled you. He knocked my front alignment out. Even my steering wheel was crooked from having the wheel turn and my foot on the brake, and he hit me in the back. He was doing over 45. So where Phil blew through a stop sign into a semi, he got ripped into pieces, and Tyler got ejected. Literally ejected onto the pavement. Not just fell out, ejected. Like a bomb went off. I Googled, how fast do you have to be going to lose a limb? Over 60 to 100. So if it's like an explosion of being ripped into pieces and another person catapulted, you're doing over 100. Speeding, showing off in front of a bunch of church people, where Brian showed up and knocked on my door. We're all at home. Wanna tell you Phil and Tyler are dead? What on earth? You know the church baseball game? Yeah. They were one of the lead cars. Everybody was running late. Everybody couldn't believe he didn't even try to stop. Blew through a stop sign into a semi. He was ripped into pieces, and Tyler was ejected and dead. They were both dead on the spot. He got ejected. Someone who just turned 13, little peanut, not even up to your shoulders, got ejected onto the pavement and was dead. Her father murdered her kid. Up in Cleveland, this young teenage girl went 100, wrecked. The other 2 people died. She's in jail for 15 to life for murder. So, would he be in jail for murder? Yeah. If he lived, yeah. 100%. His reckless actions caused his death and his grandson's. Her father, like they used to say around the church when it first happened, they're going to have to learn to live with the shame of her father killing her kid. Shame. See, that's where those guys said it makes no sense. Well, that's where September 18th, 24, 8:30 in the morning, my car's bugged from the FBI case. Okay? An officer has to listen and document everything every day. I pull in up in Akron to my client's home. There's an investigator talking to her next door neighbors. I don't want you saying a word to her. That agent needs to get his facts straight. It was a medication error that made her sick before. Why'd they wait 15 years? I went over and talked to them. They said when Strange thought she was following Tim and Katie, he ordered her to be killed. And they were to try to have her killed. And if that didn't work, they were to have her destroyed. And they were to make sure she had got nothing. Nobody was allowed to say or do a thing until Dave said he wanted a divorce. It took Dave 15 years to say it. That's why they waited. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. See, my son Josh said, Mom, I swear they kill people here. People have weird accidents, die for no reason. They do kill people there. There are so many people that died that it doesn't make sense. See, that's where even Della, okay, now I have asthma and so does she. Well, she did when she was alive. I have an inhaler on me, all around me, all the time. Okay? She never let that inhaler go bad. She had beet cancer. She's all well. She just has asthma. Okay? She never, ever let that inhaler go or not around her. Inhalers goof up within a week or two before they quit. You have to shake them more to get the mist to come out. You know you need a new inhaler. The only time that they're empty is if someone empties it. She had an asthma attack. Her inhaler was empty and she died. Her so-called grieving husband asked Joyce out in 2 weeks. She screamed at him. His wife hadn't been dead for 2 weeks and he's already trying to date. There was even Mark, okay, Katie's husband. Now, I had heard of a story that he found out about her and Tim, found some notes from them. Tim showed up, they got in a big fight. He went into the bathroom, he was having chest pains, and she left him in there for an hour. She told everybody they were arguing. And he went in the bathroom, said he was having chest pains. She didn't check on him for an hour. Until he was good and dead. Let's see. Another lady, she was going to have a kidney transplant. Okay? One of her family members was going to donate. Strange told her not to do it. She said, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I don't want to be on dialysis. Well, she got up, was fine, took a drink out of a cup of coffee and fell over dead. That's weird. Let's see. How many more? John, where he died. That's really weird. The police actually taped my mom saying that Linda had called down there and said that John and Paul were in a group of men. Were out fishing. It was a big group of men. He stood up, reeled in a fish, fell in time they dug him out and drove him to the hospital. He died of hypothermia. Okay. Obituary said it was just him and Paul. He had stood up to roll in a fish. It started to take him water. And the boat capsized, and he dove in and saved Paul's life and died a hero. Died of hypothermia. Police report. He stood up to roll in a fish. It capsized. He got trapped under the boat, and Paul swam to shore where he went and called someone. Time they dug him out, he's dead. What's wrong with this? They can't keep their story straight. There was another lady in another church. Her and her husband were getting into it. They were getting involved. The church people were involving themselves. He hung himself. Do I believe he hung himself? No. Why? Because they were trying to get a group of people together to lynch me. And we're talking about hanging me in 18 and 19. The police taped him. So do I believe that man hung himself? Hell no. I believe they hung him. There was somebody out on their motorcycle supposed to have wrecked. Do I believe he wrecked on his own? No. Absolutely not. Like my son Josh said, people die for no reason. They have weird accidents. Just like this one girl, she won't see or talk to any of them. She had a weird accident and a severe head injury. Now she won't talk to them. She locks herself in an apartment and barely leaves. Why? Get it? They kill people. Uploaded to Facebook, Jim Jones, where he ordered over 900 deaths. And those 6 psychotic cult people killed their own children and each other because this evil psychotic man said kill. Now, those people that worship the Vegas, Strange said something about her that offended you, we'll kill her, oh great Vega. We'll destroy her. We'll have her drug beaten, raped. We'll have her murdered. Strange said something about her that offended you, we'll kill her for you, oh great Vega. They worship him like a god, like Jim Jones. Mindless drones that will kill and destroy at the command of another. The FBI knows that. And for a call to go in and tell a federal cop they were trying to kill someone, what was he supposed to do? Arrest them? Duh. That they hired a drug dealer to drug me for fake confessions, had photoshopping and washing and drug cartel tapes. What was he to do that? Then they said they paid off a doctor to break HIPAA violations that was in it with the cartel, writing up fraud. It was working for the cartel, not me. Arrest them. My God, nobody could get away with this. But no, that agent went around telling all the church people he didn't care they were drug being raping me. He didn't care they were trying to kill me. Because Strange made up a lie on me that offended the Vegas, and he was worshiping him too. He told the cops he was just acting that way to get the drug dealers. He ended up getting fired. He took the money for my case and ran. And what's really scary, July 8th, 24, 9:10 in the morning, Altman Hospital Billing Department. They call me. I pay for a pop-in McDonald's drive-thru. They call me and say, your credit card's not working. I just used it. I said, well, give me a second to pull over and I'll give it to you. And I could hear in the background. They told me what's going on. I quit my job to help. I paid for all those men to come here. I paid for them to do everything to her. And all those people to do all those things to her. I paid for people to follow her around and do all those things to her. I know she only carried a gun because Dave was controlling. I'm going to make sure she can't carry a gun again. I can carry one if I want to. I don't even own one. Don't make me act like a bad 5-year-old and go out and buy something I'll never use. To spite you. Like the cops say, you don't have it in you to shoot anyone. That's why you wouldn't carry a clip and a gun. It's a nice way in your purse to beat a weirdo if they try to grab you. Told Dave to beat a weirdo with my purse. when he freaked out in front of the cops and thought one of those idiots he hired pulled up next to us, screaming, "Where's that gun? It's not together. It's in the secret compartment of my purse, concealed carry purse." He's like, "Oh my God, Karen, where's that gun? It's not together." And he kept saying it, digging stuff through my purse. "You don't know what's going on, get in the car." And I'm like, "No, if you're scared of him, beat him with my purse." And I waited it. I don't even carry a purse anymore. And those things are heavy and they hurt your shoulder. See, Dave became paranoid in like 15, 16. He always liked guns and rifles. Okay? Because he liked hunting. And then he had to have a pistol. Had to have one on him. Had to have a concealed carry license. Had to have a gun in the car, loaded. He had to have one down his pants. Couldn't figure out. And then he wanted everyone to have one. Had to have one on too. What the paranoia? I didn't know he was running with the cartel. That's why. He became paranoid because he was running with drug dealers. But that guy confessed. By Friday, up in Akron, guys were driving around on motorcycles. Don't say a word to her. That guy in the hospital, that billing department, saying he paid for everything, is telling everybody he's agent over a case. That's where December 18th, 24, two guys walk into Walmart 62. I'm over by the pie section, and they're so loud. I look up. Karen never knew who Michelle was till January or February 19th. No, I made sure of it. He said she told me she threatened her, and if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. That's what the agent told Apostolic Church of Barberton. They were complaining about him. He knows she's being drug beat and raped. He said he didn't care. And if she's supposed to be mean to women, he don't care what they did. Or he knows she's being drug beat and raped, and he said he didn't care. And then they said, "Strangers lie, call me a faker when it's a medication error." Okay? And if she's supposed to be mean to women, he didn't care what they did to her, and he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Or they were complaining about him. I thought, oh my God, that's him. If she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. And she didn't even know who she was. No, I made sure of it. I told the drug dealer that no one would want her after everything he had done to her. To leave her alone, I found out Karen's getting remarried. I knew she had it in her. January 5th, 25, in Walmart 62, investigators are calling out the FBI. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to the U.S. Marshal she was weird with herself? We always knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. And they took a photoshopping of washing in the shower and put that in the other room. It was photoshopped. We knew they drugged her and told her to say it before. And we have the agent over her case taped. He admitted he let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. And it find out that she didn't even know who she was. Does the FBI realize how not funny this is? And were they getting even with her because they thought she threatened one of their daughters? And to find out she didn't even know who she was? Do they realize how not funny this is? He knew I didn't know who she was. I didn't know him from Adam, so where would I know her? Dave confessed December 9th, 18. I taped and so the police and the FBI. Okay? That I never caught him with anyone. There was never anyone to be mean to or threaten. Now, if I'd never caught him, see what I mean? He confessed in 18. 18. December 9th, 18. There's a video of it. Never caught him. Now, you think about this whole scenario. I called FBI hotline for help. Okay. Next day, the phone's ringing. They drug me out so bad I can't answer it. Phone's ringing, let it go to voicemail. Wake up later, I'm so drugged up I can't even stand up straight. What's wrong with me again? Make it to the bathroom, make it to the refrigerator. Got back in bed, listen to voicemail. This is Agent da-da-da. Call me back. I can't. Fall back to sleep. Next day, not better, much better. Third day, make myself get up, sitting on the front porch, hold my head. What's wrong with me? I feel drunk and I don't drink. It's a sign of a date rape drug. Wearing off, it makes you sick. I found out. I went on Google. Okay, I got enough air in my face. Called my witness, one of my witnesses. They said they'd witness for me. Went out and bought a card. Put that agent's number in it from a voicemail. Dropped it off at the mall. Her manager put it in a locker. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. And Pam was screaming out, Dave, my God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. Walk off. How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life? And then those women making those comments. Okay? That I told you about how he knew I was being drugged, being raped, and didn't care. And da-da-da-da-da. Okay? Dave comes in, let's go. Threatens, screams at me for calling the FBI on him, threatens to kill me himself, goes for a gun and put my hand on the console. He beats me all the way home. Almost jumped on the highway. Ran from it. Okay? Next day I call that agent back. I tell him someone told on me. You liar. Tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. Calls me a liar. I tell him he tried to kidnap me before. And before I can say Terry Coverly seen him, he's like, oh, come on now. I met with that family in my office that lost their kid in that traffic accident. The one that murdered their kid. Their father murdered their kid. That one. That are pulling your leg and think you're stupid. Those people? Yeah. And I met with all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. And he says, strangest lie, I'm faking you're sick when it was a medication error, almost killed me. Okay? And I said, I really was sick before, you liar. Was there a camera above the bench when you heard that guy? Well, I told him that, you know, I didn't tell him Terry Coverly seen him because when I told him that the guy threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle, it calls me a liar. When I tell him that, and he starts screaming about the camera, about the bench. And I don't know. I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. Oh, come on now. Even if a church person seen him, they never verify it. Well, she did. That's why I didn't tell him about Terry. And then how he confesses how he met with all those people. He even knew they were trying to kill me. Because the strangers lie. Conspiracy to commit murder is a federal crime. For I met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. And he says, strangers lie. His job was to arrest him. Federal law. Okay? He's confessed. He just told on me. It was him. It's documented and verified by the police. The agent that returned my phone call from the FBI hotline is the one that told on me before he talked to me. It was him. He confessed on a recorded line. Okay? Seen by the police in hundreds. Okay? And I tell that guy I really was sick before, you liar. Was there a camera above the bench or not? I don't know. You say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. You hear me, I'll arrest you. It's like, fine, whatever. Ah. Now I want you to say you're faking you were sick before. I almost died. And it's like, I really was sick before. He's like, you liar, I met with that family in my office that lost their kid in that traffic accident. Her father killed their kid. Pull your leg. Did it offend him? Somebody called me a faker 6 months later. It didn't have nothing to do with them. They just thought you would join the cult of worshiping them and become a killing drone along with the rest. To kill at their command. That's what. Yeah. I met with that family in my office that lost their kid in that traffic accident, and all those church people, I know they're trying to kill you. And he says, strangers lie. And I said, look, I really was sick before, you liar, and you need to realize what you've done. I don't blame him for trying to kill you. He actually says that. An investigator said, I listened to the recorded line, I almost fell out of my chair. He actually talks to her like that. I know he does. Now you say it or I'll leave you there, but they'll kill me. But they've tried to kill me. So, answer, say it or I'll leave you there. But they'll kill me. Please don't let them kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. Please don't let them kill me. Then say it. It's like, fine, just don't let them kill me. Ha 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 ha. Why would that be? I help a person like you. Why they're going to try to kill me so? They've tried to kill me so. The other agent yells out the drug dealer's name, Pete. I've never met my rapist. And they're mocking me for my rapist they've hired. That's how sick this is. We could always use Pete's tape a word with yourself, the shower scene of washing yourself. Like in February or March of 22 in Navarre, they told my client's neighbor that Pete ordered everything drugged, photoshopped, and made up on me. Okay. I don't even know who they're talking about. We could always use Pete's tape a word with yourself. What are you talking about? Stop, she don't know. It says something else about Pete. It's a drug confession. I've never met him. Stop, you don't know. Well, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. Well, I thought it was one of the other ladies' bills. They used my insurance. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Stop, you don't know. Give me a real reason. I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig. Oh, actually, I'll take that back. He said, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. There's HIPAA violations. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought it was that other lady's bill. And then he asked me if, give me a real reason why the FBI should help a person like you. I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig, that died working for the government. He said, have you talked to any law enforcement about threats on your life? And I said the only officers I talked to were August 8th of 18, came out at midnight, lighting the security system. They told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. Somebody else came on my property and they thought it looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit. You're kidding. And I said, no. Matter of fact, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had family and repair guys. Is that what's going on? Do you know if Dave's cheating? I think he's cheating, but I've never caught him. She starts laughing with that other guy. She said she never caught him. Dave verified it December 9th, 18. So what's so funny about that? I never caught him. And then he offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money. And then he offers me the informant program. If you agree to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open an informant program. I can do that. $5,000 a month loading on a card today. Do you know when you can come down and pick it up? I don't know. Hell broke loose. I never got down there. You'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged again for working this case. And you have that money to live on. Admit to no wrongdoing. I'll take care of this, everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone, the FBI won't help you, and I'll tell people you're crazy, okay. Then he said, if you can't get a hold of me, you can call the chief of police at Canton. He's one of my best friends. He's a really good man, and you can trust him. And he'll always make sure the Canton police protect you. Okay? You can trust him. I told my friend from the prosecutor's office, he laughed how he cried. He said, first of all, due to the freedom of speech, only a judge can put a gag order on you. He's only a hired police officer. He doesn't even have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. I said he has already confessed. He told on me. He can't tell on you, but you can tell whoever you want. He was only bullying you. The police would know that. And you get the money for working the case. He can't make up his own restrictions. There's guidelines. It's for risking your life to get them information. And you don't realize you're in a witness protection program, and you can't get out of it the rest of your life. They have to be in protective custody. These people try to kill you, and they could wait and try to kill you again. You'll be in a witness protection program the rest of your life. Get the money for the rest of your life for working the case and risking your life to get the government information, and they owe you. Until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay an informant. You get the money for the rest of your life. He doesn't have the authority to misdirect it or withhold it. He can't tell people they can't help you. That's illegal either. And he can't do any of that. He's just fooling you. That's it. To get away with this.